Let's go to the hotline, and let's bring in the head coach of the regional finalist China Spring Cougars. We are joined on the phone line by Coach Brian Bell. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Appreciate you having me.
You can't avoid me. I saw you. I saw you Friday evening as you were walking off the field after knocking off Carthage. I asked you. I mentioned to you that I thought that the bus ride home was going to be pretty fun. So let's get a post-game report. How was the bus ride home?
It was a blast. We had canes. Had some chicken fingers with some sauce. Had some waters to drink. Man, we had a blast. So kids were definitely in good spirits. And Saturday morning film was a blast too. The guys loved to kind of get in there and we made some mistakes. So there's some things to clean up too. But really proud of the effort they played with and ready to go this week.
You guys were able to knock off Carthage, the two-time defending 4A Division II state champs, snapping their 41-game losing streak. And I'm always interested. We mentioned on the show a little bit earlier about how a lot of these dynasties, Carthage, Aledo, Allen, teams like that, a lot of them walk off the bus and they're up 14-0 on their opponent. How did you guys approach this week going up against this program that is so decorated and so dominant in order to keep you guys in the right mind frame to go out there and get the win?
Well, I think number one, obviously Carthage is a phenomenal program. Coach Surratt does a great job, but we really just try to make it about us. You know, it's really, they're great, whatever, but we're really confident in the brand of football we're playing right now, and we really just try to control what we can control, and that's our performance, that's our preparation. And try not really think about Carthage too much. And I really think it helped us kind of playing them last year. And our kids had seen them before, and they knew what they were going to be like, and they knew how everything was going to go pregame wise. And just I think that made it a little bit easier on us. But we really just try to make it about us as much as possible. And I think our kids did a really good job of being mature and having a disciplined mindset.
I want to ask you about that first quarter because you guys came out and you threw the first punch. You get a stop on their opening drive, and then you march down and you score on fourth down. Fourth down, you guys go for it on 4th and 1 and were able to punch it in for Dawson Exline, getting the touchdown run. How, from your perspective, and I know every coach says they want to start fast, but especially in a game like that, how important was it for you guys to make sure you went out there and landed that first punch?
No, absolutely. I think our defense has done a great job all season long, especially just early in the ball game, creating some momentum for us and getting us the ball back. And offense, we kind of put some plays together, got down there inside the goal line or inside the red zone, I guess, and kind of made it inside the 5-yard line. And sure enough, before you knew it, we kind of scored and things were kind of off. And so I think just by starting the game fast and creating that momentum really kind of allowed us to get established in the game, our game plan a little bit, and we just never looked back. I was proud of our kids.
We're talking with Brian Bell, the head coach of the China Spring Cougars here on Texas Football Today. Get involved with the conversation, hashtag TF Today. Coach, one of the major kind of sparks for your program and sparks for this team is your quarterback, Major Bowden, who was such a warrior running the ball, made some big throws down the stretch. I came away really impressed with him. You're the guy who's seen him every day. What is it about your quarterback that sets him apart, that makes him special?
He's a difference maker. He's truly the X factor. He is so explosive, so dynamic with the ball in his hands, and what he's done in the last 365 days, working, throwing the ball, and working on his weaknesses from last season and a bunch of different things is he's really grown a lot as a quarterback, and that's really taken our offense to the next level. Last year, kind of in our playoff run, we're pretty one-dimensional, and I think we throw on the ball 4 or 5 times a game, and he's good enough throwing the ball right now where he can hurt anybody, and so that's really big on him. And like you said, just with the ball in his hands, he's so dynamic, but he's an incredible. His work ethic's unbelievable. I mean, behind the scenes, he's doing everything he needs to do, and he's committed to Lamar right now, and he's going to make them extremely, extremely happy just because of how physical of a runner he is. And he's a little undersized. He's a little shorter, but he just makes that up with his quickness and his physicality. I mean, he doesn't miss a beat, and so he's really, really, really fun to coach.
You mentioned, a little bit earlier about your defense, which has been so special this year. It's really stepped up in a big way, and watching you guys on Friday, it really struck me how well you guys flow to the football, how well you guys tackle in space. Carthage really was never able to get into gear. From your perspective, last year, this was a defense that was good, but it sure seems like it's taken that next step. What do you think has been the difference between this year's defense and maybe the past year's defenses?
I think we just have a couple different things that we're doing just to try to create some pressure on the quarterback and put some pressure on him. And just pass rush things that I think give us an advantage. And just really proud of our defensive staff for giving the kids and giving them a good game plan, number one, and just putting them in positions to be successful. It kind of all starts with Braden Faulkner, our Mike linebacker. I mean, heck of a talent. Started at quarterback as freshman and sophomore, and now as a junior and senior, he's played on the defense side of the ball, and he's a true leader and quarterback of that side of the ball. And he runs. I mean, he's extremely physical and runs the football well, like you said. And I think everybody else just kind of falls in order. And Dawson X-line, he's extremely physical. Greg Salazar on the defensive line, and then you got Trey Hafford, Isaiah Williams, Jacob Mott on the back end, and our outside linebackers Mason Kirk and Tristan X-line. I mean, phenomenal football players. So, I mean, we've got a lot of guys that take a lot of pride in the details, and our defensive staff does a good job of creating that mentality of running to the football, and it's a pride thing, and they take a lot of pride in it.
When did it strike you that you guys were actually going to do it? That you guys were actually going to win the ball game? Because I know those final moments can be really tense, especially when you're trying to knock off a defending state champion. When was the moment that you were like, oh my gosh, I think we're going to win this game?
I think when the buzzer went off. I think maybe when we made the field goal, I thought, man, we might have done this, but you just never know, especially with Carthage and how well coached they are. You just they find their way. They find ways to win games, yes, especially late like that, and they kind of were starting to come back a little bit, and our defense did a really good job of stopping them at the end. But I think it was 14-7 at half, and we knew we weren't going to be able to win the game with just 14 points offensively. So we knew we were going to have to be aggressive coming out and really put some points on the board again. Our kicker made 2 big field goals for us in the second half. That was clutch, Thomas Barr. And so it was a team effort, team win. But yeah, it wasn't until the game actually ended I knew we had it in the bag, because you just never know what could happen. It was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, you absolutely don't. And it was I'll tell you, from my perspective, it was kind of that same thing of like, as soon as you guys kicked that field goal, that's the first time I thought, I was like, man, it might actually happen. They're gonna do the stinking thing. It's on to the next one, Coach, and it's not like it gets any easier. You guys, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down Friday night, 7:00 at Tomball ISD Stadium. You will draw the Mustangs of West Orange Shark. I know you're deep into film study. I'm not gonna ask you to tell everybody what you're gonna do on Friday, but when you take a look at what you're up against on Friday, what do you see?
Goodness gracious, Coach Thompson does a phenomenal job year in and year out. And that's obvious, just kind of what kind of football they play, especially in the playoffs. And, they're just so well coached, put themselves in position to be successful. They don't miss a line on defense. They're always in a good position. And then offensively, they're just so explosive, especially running the ball. Throwing the ball, they've gotten better as the season's gone on, especially to this point. But they're just so dynamic with some athletes that they have on the offensive side. And they give a bunch of people different people the ball. And so it's going to be tough to stop. It's going to be a tall task for our defense. But I mean, they're going to be confident and be running the football and doing the best that they can. And we're deep into film study right now. But from what I've seen, when you kind of study film, you try to find some weaknesses, and you try to find a couple players that might be lesser than or whatever. And when you put on the film of Carthage last week, and then you turn around and you watch this film, you can't find many weaknesses. So we're just going to try to go out and do what we do, and it's all really about us, and we're going to give them our best shot. One
last question for Brian Bell, the head coach at China Spring. Coach, you've to say you have deep ties at China Spring is the understatement of the year. You of course are the son of former coach Mark Bell. You were a ball boy for the Cougars. You played for the Cougars before going off for a terrific career at Sam Houston. Is it fair to say? I guess my question is does it make it extra special to be doing this at China Spring as opposed to anywhere else? Does that add a little extra, does that make it more satisfying?
Absolutely. This place means everything to me. This community is extremely special. I've been here probably 20-something years of my life. I've kind of lived in China Spring city limits, and it's just, this place is incredibly special, and we're growing right now. And it's just an incredible place to be. Our community is phenomenal. Our administration is phenomenal. And just kind of growing up and being a ball boy and being able to be a part of this program for a long, long, long time. To be, I guess, being the head coach, being blessed to be able to be the head coach, and for us to be being successful and kids playing hard. I couldn't ask. I'm in a dream spot right now, and I'm just so thankful for this opportunity, and that Dr. Faulkner really took a chance on me whenever my dad retired to give me this opportunity, and it's just been a lot of fun, and we're excited. So hopefully we can keep this thing going. Everybody's already telling us we're in the state championship, Greg. So we got to make sure we go 1-0 this week. The whole town telling the kids that, telling us that, and they're excited. And it's a good time to be there. But we got long ways to go, and West Orange Stark's no easy task. So we're gonna have to give them our best shot.
He's Brian Bell. He's the head coach of the regional finalist China Spring Cougars. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the big win, and best of luck Friday night.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I told you Friday, but honestly, all you guys do for Texas high school football is unbelievable, and we really appreciate it because this sport wouldn't be the same without you guys, and y'all do so much for kids. It's unbelievable. So thank you guys again.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Coach. There you go. Brian Bell, head coach of the China Spring Cougars, join us here on Texas Football Today.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.